Welcome back. My name is Dr. Carl Baird, and today we're moving on to video number 4 of our series on a step-by-step approach to solving lower back pain at home. So if you haven't watched the previous 3 videos, I recommend that you go back and watch those because a lot of the ideas that we discussed today are built on concepts that we discuss in those videos. And so it might not make sense if you haven't watched those. So make sure you go back and watch. And in today's video, what we'll be looking at is the basics of the deadlift exercise. The deadlift is one of the most important exercises to protect your lower back. And in today's video, we'll be showing you how to perform this exercise safely, most importantly, and effectively. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's talk a little bit about why the deadlift is such an important movement for adults with lower back pain. Because for a lot of people, maybe they've been told by another doctor or practitioner that the deadlift can be dangerous for your low back, or maybe you hurt your lower back while performing a lifting movement, and that's obviously going to make you hesitant to try this movement. But there's a number of reasons why every person that comes into my clinic with lower back pain, I teach the deadlift movement. And first and foremost is that it strengthens the posterior chain. So your posterior chain of muscles includes your hamstrings, your glutes, and your spinal erectors, the muscles on the back side of your trunk, all of which are important for providing spinal stability as well as limiting impact that goes through your joints. Next is it teaches proper hip hinge mechanics. So if you watched our previous video, you know that the hip hinge is really important for teaching you how to maintain a neutral spine as you perform basic movements. Well, the deadlift does the same thing, except now it teaches you how to maintain that neutral spine while lifting heavier weights. Another reason that it's really important is it teaches you how to brace and provide spinal stability. So when you perform the deadlift, you increase what's called intra-abdominal pressure. That's the pressure inside of your abdominal area, which is important for protecting your spine. And finally, it helps you build confidence with movement. And so a lot of times it's the fear of performing certain movements that limits people's ability to keep active. And so if we can build strength and confidence with this deadlift, we'll be able to move with confidence and keep active as we get older. So now let's go ahead and teach you how to transition to the deadlift movement. In order to learn how to deadlift without injuring your lower back, it's important that we make safety a priority, which is why anytime I teach this movement, I start with a transition movement, which I call the elevated deadlift. This is a great way to learn how to lift something off from an elevated surface while maintaining good spinal position. And so to perform this movement, what you'll notice is it's going to be very similar to the hip hinge movement that we did in the previous video, only now instead of holding the weight from the top and hip hinging, the weight is going to start on this elevated surface. So to perform, we're going to place our feet on the outside of the kettlebell. So a common mistake people make is they stand too far back and have to reach forward for the weight, and that puts a lot of pressure on your low back. So anytime you're doing a deadlift, make sure your feet start on the outside of the weight. And from there, I'm just going to perform the same hip hinge movement that we talked about in the previous video. So I have loose knees, I reach my hips back, maintain that neutral spine, and reach down until I can get my hands on the weight. And then I press through my feet to stand back up. And so again, send those hips back, keep that neutral spine, set the weight down, and repeat. Good. So again, focusing, sending the hips back, straight spine, weight should move in a straight line up and down. And you can see this is just that same hip hinge movement we practice, only now we're lifting the weight from the ground or the elevated surface. So before we move on to the deadlift, practice the elevated deadlift and make sure you feel confident here before we move to moving the weight to the ground. So once you feel confident with the elevated deadlift, we can go ahead and move to the kettlebell deadlift. So I always start my clients with a kettlebell because they're easier to control, and you can usually go to a lighter weight versus trying to do it with a barbell right off the bat. So again, it's going to be very similar to the elevated kettlebell deadlift, only now we have to bend our knees to get all the way to the floor. So to set up this kettlebell deadlift, again, you start with your feet on the outside of the weight. you perform that same hip hinge that we talked about. So again, it's reaching the hips back, neutral spine. But again, once I feel that tension in the hamstrings, I don't want to keep bending forward at the trunk. That's where I start to round at the low back, which if we lift weights with the rounded low back, we're going to injure it, which maybe you've had experience with. So what we're going to do is, again, hip hinge. Once I feel tension in the hamstrings, then it's okay to bend my knees to get the rest of the way down to the weight. Now, before I lift, I want to make sure that I can keep my chest up and my hips down. And then you can slightly lift those hips just to engage those hamstrings. And then from there, I press through the feet to come to that standing position. So to set the weight down, just as equally important that you're careful with this, I hip hinge till I feel tension in the hamstrings, and then bend the knees to get it down. So just so you can see a couple repetitions, it's hip hinge, down. Again, make sure you have good form. Press through the feet, stand up, and set it back down. So again, make sure that as you're learning this movement, that safety is your top priority. So start with the lighter weight until you really feel confident with that movement before moving to the heavier weights. So there you have it, the basics of the deadlift exercise. Again, really effective exercise for adults with lower back pain, and important that you learn when it's done in this step-by-step manner and with attention paid to safety first and foremost. So again, the reason that the deadlift is so important is because it is a functional exercise. This is something, whether you realize it or not, that you do every day, whether it's picking up your kids, picking up your grandkids, bending down to pull up your pants after going to the bathroom. It's really important that you're able to do this while maintaining good spinal position to protect your lower back and avoid injuring it. So that's all I got for you today. Again, if you do have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And if you like this series, be sure to subscribe to my channel and like this video. Thanks so much for watching.